Okay, and nobody else is here, right? Just
No.
us, okay. All right. This goes back, so I won't lose it.
You want some water or some seltzer? Or
No, I
some-
just had some things.
Okay.
All right. I thought maybe we should start off by reviewing, oh, let me put the video on. We don't need the video, who cares?
Right. Well-
I just have to remember that we're on screen. Okay. So for my own minutes, I had a little bit of editing,
So I sent you a copy of the
statement.
and also the edited minutes.
Oh,
Did I-
rats, I didn't
Did I
see
print it? I
that.
printed it, yeah. So in
Okay.
case you didn't read it.
Um,
This is what I did to the minutes that you wrote.
Okay, well, we'll just work from that. Okay, let's go back to the. Okay. All right. Oh, okay, comparing. Would look like nothing in
I
the
just
first.
added some things. I don't think I changed anything.
Okay, not, okay.
I wrote,
Okay.
oh, here I changed this paragraph.
We reviewed the, these policies are similar. Did you?
Okay, no, I didn't.
Okay, but I do want to change something, and it's interesting to sort of come to this. This is not towns, this is for school committees. It's really them that does it. Will appropriate school, they're the body that has it. So if it should say for staffing costs, or school committees will appropriate school choice funding into their spending plan at the level.
Well, let me just see, this doesn't seem to have the changes I put into it.
Oh. I don't think
No,
it
it
does.
doesn't have any of the changes. This is.
Okay,
So
so,
I'm gonna go up see if I can print the one that I
Okay.
changed. I sent-
All right,
I think I sent you as well.
okay, yeah, because I would only see it on the screen.
This here I added, which is on this printed copy,
It is
this
on it?
paragraph.
Oh, yeah.
See, it wasn't there.
Let me remember. Mhm.
This is what I wrote. I took a note of from last week, so I just included what I had said at our meeting there. And I think you said that you agreed. You said that it's not an issue about whether it's for the budget. That's not, it's about who's in charge or something. So,
So I saw that you put in the overall statement, this worry that you have, this worry. No, not
I
the
didn't-
worry. Oh, sorry.
that's this right here. You put in that I was worried about school choice as a general issue at the end of our meeting.
Right.
But I didn't change that.
Okay, no, I'm saying, I meant to look here, it's this. This is your worry. I don't remember it coming up in I know that you know that happened in Pelham, but I didn't hear it as a worry that you want to carry sort of forward.
Well,
Um,
it wasn't a worry as much as it's an observation that the towns that I've talked to, including, and then also just including what you told me about what Amherst said, is they all have a revolving account. And they keep, I think you said that Deerfield kept 1 year's
Yeah,
income in reserve.
But it does,
So they do support the budget with their school choice, but they leave a reserve. So that's what I wrote down.
yeah, but none of these policies reference a concern about a drop in enrollment. However they
I didn't say
plan
anything here about dropping enrollment.
decline.
Decline
Oh.
in choice revenue.
Oh, okay. Okay. I saw this as a fiscal policy. That I could, one guy called it, we call it year in the rear spending. So it's, first of all, they don't try to anticipate what this year will be. They go from the past history, and then they also have that money. So that's how that's how they keep themselves solvent.
This, what I said here was what I understood from listening to you, and that they save 1 year's income in reserve because they don't want to have a disruption in their budgeting if, say, something happened, like for example, obviously a school choice revenue, it was less the next year. They have a reserve to draw on.
Yeah, so here it says, we try to maintain a reasonable balance in our revolving fund, typically about a year's average worth of revenue. However, the reason we keep a balance is to mitigate any significant negative changes in school enrollment and the subsequent. So that's verified there, and this is Amherst.
Yeah, so it's the same thing that I'm saying.
Okay,
It is.
yeah, so I had seen, oh, I don't have it now. What do I have? So when you did it here in the statement, decline choice revenue. Okay, got it. I thought you had said decline in choice enrollment.
Which is basically equal because
Well,
choice enrollment.
except for there's other factors, is the state can decide.
Yeah, right.
whether-
So there are other, so
Right.
I just said
Yeah,
revenue. you know,
okay, all right, good.
Because they don't consider it to be reliable revenue source, even though they do plan on Chapter 70 money. They don't know if, say, some of these students are going to switch schools or whatever, there are a lot of things that are variables that they don't get control.
Right. And just, it seemed like, somebody figured it out and encoded it into their practice, this fiscal practice of just saying, use last year's money. You don't have to use.
It's pretty much what John Trickey told me too. He
Yeah.
didn't say it in those very words, but he said,
Right.
we just took what we received this year and we saved that, and we took the rest of it and put it towards the budget.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So,
Then,
let me see what else, there's somebody else, because there should be something else that I changed, I want you to look at.
oh,
So.
this paragraph looks longer. No, it's not.
See here.
But you might have put it in the statement. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Oh, so see, we did have it here.
I should just double check that I got the right document that I printed this while we're doing our meeting. It'll take me just a minute. Second. Okay, I did have a statement that I also, maybe you're right, maybe I'm confusing the two documents. Yeah, probably. That's all I added to it, I guess. That's the only thing I see right now.
Okay. Okay. So, and I want to just make sure we up here, when we said Bruce Turner, he did not receive any new clarification of school choice revenue spending for SES. That's what we should say. And then this one, we take out. So that these policies are all similar in that choice funds are used either for specific allowable projects or staffing costs, or school committees will appropriate school choice funding into their spending plan at the level they received in the previous year. So that's, oh, actually, we'll just put a period here and just say.
Let me just double check that, just, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I have a problem, because I use Pages, we use Word,
Yeah.
so, that's just an issue there for me. Going back and forth. Yeah, that's the document.
Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna put fix these two, and then this is fine, and it goes right there, and then that's the minutes.
Okay, we approve. Yeah.
Okay. Then, the statement. So on the statement, we agreed here, we agreed this part, then there's 1 and 2 from your statements, the DOE part. I think it probably should go up here because it was part of the research, the DOE, it's your statement. In transition all day, so I didn't get to print it. So you have your.
No, me to go right there.
I'm sorry, yeah, run around.
I can print it.
Yeah, okay,
Need the exercise, man.
yeah. Really. Where'd you go? Right here. Okay.
Yep.
Great, thanks. We have this sentence. And suggested we would say all towns utilize choice funds in their choice funds to support their annual budget. Because, okay, all towns, okay, so we should say school. So do you see why I'm identifying this as school committee?
Well, if this is where you and I disagree, so I want us to sign up on something we can agree on.
Right.
Because I just say all towns, I didn't say
Right.
specifically.
And so I think it's important to clarify that this is, in fact, we're doing this, we're giving this information to the school committee so they can create their policies. All of these policies refer to the school committee. So because it comes to us as a package, it's already there. And so it could say all school committees use a portion of the school choice revolving fund to support their annual budget.
Well, see, I like all towns because it doesn't get specific and it doesn't say that they don't either. I'm not saying that they don't, I'm saying the towns do. If you look at the annual budget, you see that's what you see.
Okay, but no, because we actually look at the school committee budget.
Right, the school committee presents a budget to us, and then
Right.
in our budget, we have a bottom line number. We have some breakdown, I think, we do have a breakdown.
Yeah, so this starts off calling it that. And then it does say this thing down here, should circumstances warrant action on the part of the school committee in conflict with these, so they refer to it there. And then all 3 districts in all 3 districts, and these districts are school districts. They, you block to the, use the word school committee again. No, but this is the school business office.
Right, and if we go to school districts, whether it be Union 28 or Amherst or any of these school, Michael Morris, or you're gonna get their policy because that's who they are.
Not only is that who they are the people that set the policy.
Well, they have their own policy, but the government of the town might have another policy that they provide direction to the school committee. There's an interaction between different departments, like the select board, and the finance committee, for that matter.
This step was meant to direct the school committee to do something. So that's who
What's that?
this step, the school committee should develop policy on how to support the budget with choice revenue, right? So it's really the school committee that we are asking to do this. If you want to say at the end of the process, there's another role, then we need to talk about that. But this study started with who are we? So it's like, you know, when you write something, who's your audience? And the research went to the school committees. These call them the school committee policies. And that's what we're trying to get put in place. So I believe we need to say, and we don't know more than, in terms of where our research came from, that it's the school committees do this.
Well, it's like here, that they talk about the municipality, the DOE, and the municipality as a whole, the government of the town of Shutesbury. And they talk about the school committee having control, and I'm saying here too, and then on my draft, the school committee, we're asking the school committee to develop a policy.
Right.
I'm perfectly cool with that. I understand that. And I'm not. And I talked to Dan Hayes for quite a while this morning about this, which we can talk about when we have our meeting. But just to clarify, I'm cool with them. You know, they're
Right.
They're an agency that has power. That's their job. You know.
Right.
But we also have our job, which is not necessarily antagonistic to that.
Right, but it's not the towns that use the portion, it's the school committee that uses the portion. They submit a budget to us where they have used that portion.
Well, see, here's the thing. If you look at
I understand that part.
let me finish what I'm going to say. It says here specifically that the appropriating body may take into account the availability of school choice revenue when it appropriates money to the school for their budget. So yeah, we have to work with them, and they have to work with us.
I know that part. We started with that.
So I just tried to include that in our statement, that everybody's cognizant of that, that's all. We have a role, you know, it's not like they're completely, I think you seem to be saying that, tell me if I'm mistaken here, that they have completely control of the situation, of this issue, and that we have no role. They're the authority, and that's it.
We're back to square one here.
Is that what you're saying?
I don't see us. So here was this. While we talked about why you and I had a different view of the autonomy that the school committee has, then we did this, and these were school committee policies. These were not town policies. Then we did this. And that it's relatively new to the town and the school committee, and they needed further understanding, and we agreed on that at some, then we were ready to do this. And this is, in our draft, it was going to the school officials, and that's including the school committee. And that's how I see us traveling in that direction. And then we expect them to do what these other towns did, which is the school committee writes up their policy and they use it. And we know we don't, in our town, there's no apparent spending policy yet. And that's because they just are catching on. And they are willing. I definitely feel they're willing. In the meetings I went to for the school committee, they're clearly willing, but they hadn't done it yet. So we're providing guidance for them to write the policy. I think we should start there. I think that follows what other towns that we looked at are doing. And then if we don't agree with their their draft, which I don't anticipate, but if we didn't, then we'd say we have concerns about this policy.
I don't see that I've said anything in my draft that contradicts to any of that. I left all the language in there that you put.
Except for you want to call it towns.
Yeah, I do.
And I want to call it school committees. I want to say all school committees use a portion of school choice revolving funds to support their annual budget, because it is their annual budget.
Okay, well, let's ponder this, okay, Susie?
Yeah, what so of
I want
course.
us to have an agreed statement so that we come out of this with
Mhm.
unity. So, but I'm not prepared to give up on that right now.
Okay, and then and so the other way I was looking at it is a more all towns utilize choice funding. That's what we saw. All towns utilize choice funding in their budget. So you can say it this way, but I want it to say school committees. All school committees utilize or use a portion of school choice revolving funds to support their annual budget. And we know that because it's even called this, it is they have the responsibility to that fund.
Yeah, well, we've been around the block with this, but we have an overall responsibility for fiscal matters of the town. They have, obviously, they're running the school. That's their role. That's their job, the school committee and the administration, and then the regional administration. Those people are they're driving the bus,
And
we have some overall guidance to provide and some budgetary responsibilities that we have. That's our job, and it's not the same as their job, and it's not our point of view is not the same as their point of view. But I just want to make sure that's understood. We are the finance committee. We're the ones conducting this study. I'm sure the school committee is going to do their own study.
I don't think it's going to be. I mean, I think
there's going to be any big deal about this.
I think because we hand them some information and they talk to other towns. Yeah, I don't even know if they're going to go any further. It's not a big issue, but it has to be taken care of. And so I feel we're facilitating them taking care of it. And I believe that once they take care of it, the piece that the FinCom notices is that they're utilizing a revenue resource, and that's always we support that idea.
Yeah, let me just give an example of the kind of thing that happens in a town like Amherst, as far as I understand it. During the COVID year, we got a preliminary budget from Amherst. They had at that time a number that they put in a budget choice money. Then they came back with a second draft. They changed it.
Mm-hmm.
And they had been consulting with the finance committee, and they were just they're doing a Rubik's Cube of their budget and their revenue sources. Things were changing. They had different considerations. They changed that number, and they changed it again. So this was all done by a joint effort.
I'm not sure. Wasn't there. I don't know how much somebody else had any input. I mean, they have a business office. That's their
Look, the finance committee told the school, Mike Morris and Slaughter said this. They told them at first,
yeah,
you're getting 1.2 or whatever. That's all you're getting.
Right.
Then they changed it.
Right.
They gave them more.
Right.
So the finance committee was interacting, and they were changing the moving parts as they went along this process of negotiation, or they were dealing with Shutesbury. They were dealing with a lot of things. They were dealing with COVID. They were dealing with state money coming in or not coming in. And so that's the process of doing the budget. And then sometimes there's a lot of moving parts. And the finance committee was right in the middle of it, and it should be.
all I want out of this process is having looked at what other towns do, make sure our school committee gets the information and makes their policy. The issues around how much we interact with them as a finance committee, I guess that's still sort of,
Well, those things are statutory anyway. We don't have to make a statement about what's real. What's real, our mandate's our mandate. Their legal rights and their responsibilities aren't going to change because we write a paper. You know, their position, but what we're trying to do is come to an understanding. This is a new issue for Shutesbury, as we said in our statement. And so we're trying to address it and come to an understanding about how to best deal with it and sort out how it works. I think the main thing I was looking for from the FinCom and from the school committee was that they would put in their budget, school choice money as supporting their budget. And I think that's, everybody agrees to that.
Mhm.
So that's really what I got involved, why I raised this issue to the FinCom.
Right.
And, you know,
and so what you just said is that the school committee would do that, and that's what this is.
and that's
school
what I've wrote
committee.
down. School committee should develop a policy.
Right, and then that's why I wanted to say school committee here, and then this, I would, instead of saying against a sudden decline, I guess I thought you had in your minutes a better choice of words, which was unanticipated.
Okay.
Against, where am I at?
Unanticipated
You have-
reduction in funding or something. Right here? No, it's
Oh.
right here. Decline in choice
yeah.
rate. You want to put that in? That's
Yeah.
fine with me.
Okay. Against unanticipated.
Where's all our
decline.
fans?
Do what?
Yeah, where's our
I don't
fans?
know. Yeah, a lot of noise and not a lot else. Okay. And so then I thought this should go up here. No, actually, right here. Well, this one is a sentence that sort of sits there, and it was part of our understanding. So I wanted to put it up closer to that.
Okay.
And then I think that's it.
Well, why don't you redraw this thing with the changes that you're proposing? Let's hold that town school versus thing off for a second until you finally are done with it. And then read the rest of it, see if we can agree on 99% of it.
What else is it? What else? is
All the
it?
things that you just, all these marks indicate.
Oh,
Can you redraw it and send it to me?
oh, okay.
I'm not
But,
opposed to that.
okay, but I don't want to have another
No,
meeting.
no,
So,
no, I don't either.
and so that's why, I'm hoping to,
Okay, well, let me just give, we can communicate without having a discussion. I can say something to you. So I think that's within the, yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down, X's over my eyes, whatever. When do you go away? For vacation?
and we're going to the Cape, and we probably, I don't know, because I'm on that police study committee,
Yeah,
and so I have to watch how things fall.
you're not gonna have Wi-Fi at the Cape, and you're not gonna want to.
I do
broadcast
have,
with these.
I do have Wi-Fi, I believe. Okay,
The other thing that I included in that was that I wanted to put my documents on the packet, what that is, the two budgets, one from Leverett, one from Pelham, and the
okay,
state guideline thing that
okay.
with the link.
Have I already scanned them in? Were they in the
I
file?
sent the email with those.
Oh, okay.
files on.
Okay, and then I found out, I don't know how you attach things to minutes. Oh, and
We can attach all these documents to our minutes at some point. Want me to try to do, I can do it. I mean, I make sure I have copies, electronic copies of what you came up with, the policies. I think you did send me PDFs of that. You did.
yes. So, and then I had to do this for something else. Can't remember what. And so I asked Grace, and she often will do something but not tell me, and it's like, teach me how. So I need to start with teach me how. So I will do that, make sure that everything that comes with, so this statement isn't part of the minutes. This is just going to be sent out with all those
But we can
attachments,
attach it to the
including
minutes.
these things.
These today's minutes, once we resolve it,
Yeah,
we can attach it to today's minutes as our statement that we agreed on.
okay,
Okay.
yeah.
And then we can send it out. All right, we can bring it to the finance committee and send it out or whatever. I don't know, whatever.
Well, so, as much as schools would love to be just rolling forward, it's not rolling forward very well.
No,
And
so what
so
happened?
I thought they would have had a meeting in August, but they didn't.
Well,
So,
Dan said that they did, and he said that they never do.
no, they never do, but they had a couple of agenda items, including the way things are getting hairy.
What's happened?
Well, the amount of COVID and the rules for doing in-class time looks like it keeps having to pull into multiple layers and multiple spacing. And of course, then we have pouring.
You know, the rain didn't help anything.
And so, it's kind of where the rubber meets the road issue. They're gonna have to get started and they're gonna find out what's working and they're gonna find out what concerns
They
people have.
started this week, right?
Yeah, they started on
Started
Wednesday.
school bus go by.
Yeah. Well, and Amherst started on Monday.
I saw a picture in the paper, somewhere in the news, of all these school buses half underwater somewhere, Belchertown or something, so. Yeah,
It's so
Well, you imagine-
relentless.
we were lucky because New Orleans, New York, and like, God, the way that they got hammered, we dodged a bullet.
I know, we did. Well, you said, where did, New Bedford?
The Beverage, 9.5 inches of rain. And it,
Not very far away.
no, and then you got about 4, Watertown, where Catherine's son lives, got like 4.5 or 5.
Yeah,
Worcester got a lot,
yeah,
towns around Worcester, we got lucky.
yeah,
I was watching the radar and it's like, it looked like it's just gonna skill us, and that's great, you know?
yeah. Okay, there's really not much change here.
All right, let me ponder that, okay, and I'll send you a note or something. Yeah.
Okay, and I will put this statement into the minutes. Attach it to the minutes.
Okay,
And I will make sure I have these, I'll take these off of your scan
yeah,
and put it in the packet. And I wanted to, do you think we can then just send it to this information packet to the school committee? I don't think we have to go back through the FinCom to do it.
I don't know, I would think that maybe
I
we
can
should-
ask Jim.
we should just say, go to the FinCom, and then if the FinCom approves, it comes from the FinCom. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Then the whole FinCom is behind it.
Okay, which is actually next week, right?
Yeah,
All right,
so we can resolve this thing by next week.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we'll be done.
yeah, yep.
We can just rest easy.
Okay, and this is, when the meeting started, I'll just say.
Started
just
for-
Little minutes, and we ended at 4:35, and we began at 4, and we worked together on the statement.
Yeah.
On minutes
On the minutes, then the statement.
and statements.
Yep.
One more, what do we call it? One more, oh, well, we also know after review, once more, of statement. One more time. We plan to, I'll let Jim know that we want to include it on the next FinCom. Today's Thursday, yeah, he can add it to the agenda right now. Add to agenda for FinCom. I have no idea do you know what the date will be?
On the FinCom meeting?
Yeah,
I've got it right here. 6:30 on the 7th.
7, okay. All right, I think we got it. I
Okay,
hope we
good.
got it.
Me too.
I'm hoping taking some time off.
Yeah, I know. Well, summer's
Gonna
almost
help.
over. It is over, actually.
Yeah, I never go to the Cape in the summer anyway.
I go to the vineyard this fall, so I do a little.
Oh, the
shopping.
vineyard sounds like it's